Top farms this week in the first Descendant. Today we're going over the best missions to farm loads of goodies. First, how do we even find this information? Once you reach endgame, you can head on over to the level rewards on controller, it'll be your right stick. It'll show you a list of reactors, external components, where they're dropping from, what mission in what particular area, as well as the type of round. So in this example, general rounds, we're looking for a Thundercage on a reactor. This takes us to the sterile land Rockfall for processors, and we're looking at the anticipated ambush point. A few days ago we actually made a video on this farm here, so do feel free to check that out. I'm going to run this a little bit, and as you go through it, typically good 30 seconds or so, maybe even a little less depending on how kitted your bunny is, you'll be farming processors. Now on these we're looking for things like equipment drop rate, any defense and HP and things of that nature. Mostly just the farming stuff. I don't know about you guys, but actually farming the sets for particular bosses and whatnot, they don't like to drop with, let's say, equipment drop rate or, the shards or gold drop rate on the other pieces. So if you can just find some regular gold stuff here, the ultimate rolls, stick with those. And that's the mission at a glance. Now, going over to our memory slot on the external components, we have a nice farm at the Cooper Mine in the repository. Brief little rundown of this mission as well, pretty much just exterminate everything. But similar to that battery farm I showed you guys, you're not going to complete the objective here, you're just going to let the timer run down and kill as much enemies as possible. And to get your grapple out with your bunny, you're going to swing around like Spider-Man. By the time you finish, there should be a bunch of loot on the ground. Rinse and repeat if you're not satisfied with what you have. Next up, Gley And Valby takes us to the Agna Desert, Mirrorstone region. We're looking at the mission Command and Ground. Here, non-attribute Dimension General Rounds Reactor. Simple mission layout. Blow stuff up, don't get blown up. I want to say generously, you may get 10 to 15 reactors per run, give or take. Still RNG, but while you're doing this, if you need to top up on those resources, those positive ion particles, you can do so.
Don't forget to use our Nexon creator code, Slayer5492.
Now, Viessa, we're over in the White Knight Gulch, mission Fortress Courtyard here, Frozen Reactor, on Fusion and General Rounds. Thus far, on all General Rounds weapons, we're looking for Thundercage. Now, a few days ago we covered a Fortress Courtyard farm, which is amazing, so make sure to check it out. Because while you're doing the farm, the patrols that come by are dropping Thundercage reactors. We got lucky to get a decent one for now, just for the extra 160 skill power boost. But the Fortress Courtyard works very well for this reactor farm. Right after, you can hit the outpost. Now, it took us about 3 minutes to do this. Now, going over the amorphous that can drop from the outpost, you got Fusion Code at 6%, Jaber Code at 10%, Crystallization Catalyst at 20%, Afterglow Sword Polymer Synthium, as well as Executor Synthetic Fiber Blueprint at 32%. So pretty good farm if you're looking to max that Afterglow and Executor. Now, you do not actually have to do the full Courtyard farm, you can just farm that first boss as you're looking for those advanced neural circuits, and that boss has a chance at dropping the reactors, but you will be getting less per time as it's less enemies you're now killing instead of running the full mission. Now, next, we're going over to Freyna, we're in the Vespers. The Moonlight Lake mission Floodplain here, Toxic Reactor, Tech General Rounds. Thus far, I've been looking for Thundercage in all my general rounds, I'm sure most of you guys as well. But as far as Freyna goes, we're also looking for Fallen Hope, as that's her best weapon to pair. Easy mission, exterminate everything, go between the zones, follow the objective, defeat the boss. Here, I would say you're looking upwards of 20 to 25 reactors per run, since there's a lot more enemies to kill. Now last on our list, Blaire. We're over in the Kingston Fallen Theater. Mission Vogus Occupied Buildings here. Fire Reactor Dimension General Rounds. Easy mission layout. A lot of you guys may remember this mission farm simply from the beta. This was the main squeeze at that time as we didn't have the rest of the game. Even now, for some of those resources, you may find yourself doing this one as well. Simple layout, easy to clear, 20 seconds or less, depending on how kitted your bunny is on range. Thanks for watching this week. Seems to be the week of general rounds, so go get those Thundercage and Python reactors for your Descendants. And remember to slay and conquer.